Hello everyone, here we go. It is Friday evening and it is the 18th of July. My name is Linda Dolke, and if you don't know me, I'm a demonstrator with Stampin' Up! In Australia. So I hope everyone is well, that you've all had a great week. It is the weekend. Anyone got anything fun and exciting happening this weekend? I've just been looking through the comments. I'm sorry you're not well, Margaret. That's no good. And if you can spend any time with us at all, we very much appreciate that. If not, then sorry, my heater just turned itself off. That's okay. Yeah, if not, then I guess we'll see you on the replay, I guess. And Kerry, you're driving home from the south coast to central. Whereabouts in central New South Wales do you have to go? Are you like Dubbo area, somewhere out there? I'm of course on the central coast. Oh, can everyone hear me okay? I've just got something funny going on my screen. Can you hear me, guys? Can everyone hear me all right? It's just looking it's looking a bit odd on my end. So I hope everyone can hear me. Maybe it's just because the heater turned off and it's suddenly very quiet. Maybe that's all it is. You can hear me? Fantastic. Thank you, Monique. Thank you, Cherie. How are you going, Miss Stampin' Shenanigans? That's such a good name for you. That's awesome. So, we are live tonight. I will be live again on Tuesday. Every Tuesday I do a Technique Tuesday video in the afternoon, which is probably better timing for all the girls from North America because I think it's middle of the night over there right now. So if you're coming to us from North America, good on you for sticking with it, even though it's in a stupid hour, stupid o'clock over there. Roz, what time is it where you are? Hey, Ellen, how are you? Nice to see you. Hey, Marilyn. Hey, Trish. Oh, you're from Florida as well. So you'd be on the same time zone as Roz. So Sheila's in New Zealand. Lorraine's in Queensland. Nicole's in Western Australia. We're everywhere, aren't we? Aren't we all over the place? Oh, 5:30 a.m. Are you always an early riser? Is that okay? You're okay, Ellen? Just okay? All right. Well, maybe we'll talk soon. I hope we will. Hope you're having an okay week and things are going to be good because it's going to be the weekend, right? Hey, Leslie, nice to see you. All right. Okay, so we're going to switch over to the desk. We are going to do a sketch tonight. I wasn't going to do a sketch from the catalogue. I was going to come up with another idea, but I think we might do two projects tonight. The first one using a sketch as we've done before, and the second one using an alternate idea for a sketch. So, all right, and I'm sorry if I haven't said hello to everybody. I know I haven't. I know I've missed people, and I'm so sorry about that. It just gets a little bit confusing. I can't remember who I've said hello to and who I haven't, and then I miss names, and so just hello, everyone. All right, you guys, guess what I've been doing before I switch over? I have been doing the virtual album retreat or virtual scrapbooking retreat that Stampin' Up! Has going on this week. It was yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I went up to the Hunter Valley for the last 2 days and did it with a group up there that I often work with. There was just 4 of us, but it was so nice, so lovely to work with these girls, and I'm really happy with what I've made so far. It was so much fun. We had a lovely time. There's 1 more day left. I'm way behind. I've only done half the amount of projects that they've actually had available for us. But if anyone else is doing the retreat, I would love to hear in the comments who else is doing it and how you're finding it. So I've only really completed 2 full double layouts, and then I've almost finished 2 more that just need to have photos added and titles and that sort of stuff. But whatever I have on my left looks like a scare puppet mouth. Oh, what is that? I'm looking. I can't see what that is. You know what it is? It's a zipper. Are you talking about this? It's a zipper in my bag. Look. See? It's that. Is that what you were looking at? I'm going to turn that around so you can't see it in my bag. You scared me. It's fantastic up there, Nicole. And see, my beautiful friend Louise has a cafe up there. And she also happens to be in my team, and we do a lot of stuff together. And so she was more than happy for us to take over a table up there, and You know, we got morning tea and lunch and afternoon tea and made pages. So it was absolutely fantastic. And I'm hoping when they do the album retreat again next year that we'll do it again. And we'll probably have a bigger group next time, I'm thinking. I think some people this time are very hesitant. Would you like to see, I'll scroll out, and would you like to see the pages? I'll just show you two of the layouts because they're the two I've actually finished. So I'm going to, hang on a second, I'll switch over to the desk. Here we go. And I'm going to scroll out. When I say scroll out, it just actually means I'm going to pick up my camera and you're going to see a bit more of my desk. But that's okay. Since you can see some of the mess around here, but that's all right. We've all got mess, right? You should have seen the mess we made today. Oh my goodness. All right, so I've got them in my new album. I've bought an album for this. It's just a standard D-ring album that Stampin' Up has. You can buy them in post, and I've only put the completed layouts in at the moment. So I'm actually doing my trip from home to Disney, and of course I divided it because it's a 12-page layout. I've divided it into 12. So I've got my days in Michigan. I've also done a double layout of my trip with the flights and everything and some photos. There's actually another photo under here. They did show us how to put a slit in the page protectors so we could actually fold it, but I didn't want to do that. So I've actually got mine that you can actually, look, there I am under there. When I had COVID, I didn't think everyone would want to see that front and center on my pages. But anyway, this is what I've got on this layout so far. Oh, what are you having on massage chairs and deep breathing? Well, that sounds pretty cool. You have to tell me more about that, Susan. That sounds very exciting. Is that happening this weekend? Anyway, these are my Michigan pages. So this is my parents, the street they live on, the road they live on, and then this is their mailbox. And then over here we've got the deers in the front yard. I don't know if you can see them very well. It's probably easier to see when they're not in the page protectors because there's a bit of shine. And then this is in my mother-in-law's garden, her daffodils. She loves her daffodils. That's actually why she gets very cross with the deer, because they eat the daffodils. And then this is Paul's cat. Her name is Spirit. She's a tiny, tiny little thing. And then this is a game of aggravation we're playing. So yeah, they do look good. This is the first one I did this morning. And then I've got a couple more pages on the go that I haven't put in yet. But this is actually our first day, like arriving in Disney World. So this is the night we arrived, right outside our unit. These are actually, I've added these in and changed up the paper a little bit because these were some special papers that Stampin' Up gave us as a gift so we could scrapbook our adventures while we were away. So I've changed up some of the papers in the kit and into, you know, brought these in instead so I could have more of a Disney theme. This is us arriving. This is the snacks at Stampin' Up. This is our room service on the first night we got there. And then over here, I've got, this is the same night we arrived, right outside our room and the pier just down here. And you can actually just see Magic Kingdom over here on the other side of the water. And then there was like this funny little, you wouldn't call it a chandelier, this light fitting that was in our bedroom above the bed. It was pretty crazy. But anyway, I haven't done the journaling yet, but that'll be the next thing. But yeah, I'm really happy with how they, I like the Carney horse too. And I thought that gave it a real Disney flavor. So yeah. Yes, they are a bit different from kangaroos, aren't they? I find it, to me, it was fun seeing them out there, but my mother-in-law did not appreciate it very much because, see, I don't know if you can see them. There's 1, 2, 3 here. There's another one over here. Altogether, there was 7, but you can't see them all in the photo. But, you know, they have lots and lots of deer. This is the woods across the road. So, and they've got woods next to them and behind them. And, yeah, so there's plenty of places for the deer to hang out. So, yeah, these are fun. But this page is done exactly as we were instructed. So I didn't deviate really, apart from a couple of tinsy, like I stamped leaves instead of raindrops behind here because we had perfect weather and I didn't think the raindrops were quite in keeping with our trip. But, you know, apart from a couple of little things like that, I pretty much stuck to exactly. Whereas this one, I did change it. I used different paper. I use different paper, and I changed the colours here. Like this strip here is some Disney paper that Stampin' Up gave us as well, and I didn't use. But anyway, lots and lots of fun. These are so fun to do, and I would highly recommend anyone who would like to get scrapbooking or loves to scrapbook, you would love the virtual album retreat. So next year we'll have a bit more notice, I think, and everyone's going to be able to jump in next year with a bit more notice ahead of time, so that you can be a little bit more prepared, both financially and time wise. And I think it'll be great. Yeah, thank you guys. Oh, you're going to watch the rest on replay, Nari? No problem at all. All right, so let's have a little look at our sketch tonight. So page 24, and we're getting to the end of the sketches that are on page 24. They're down the bottom here. I have skipped over a couple of the tags, like this one and this one I haven't done. But we did do this one, and we did that one as a card. I haven't done this one. We did this one last time, this one, remember? But I'm looking at this one tonight, and I'm thinking, well, that's kind of, to me, some of the sketches in this series of sketches have been a little bit, shall I say, odd. Oh, Nairi, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. How cool is that? Oh, have a lovely night with your family. That's really nice. Hey, Tanya, how you doing? And Janine is here. Hello, Katrina. Katrina, I love your little funny snippet you popped in our VIP group the other day. Did everyone see that? It was so much fun. If you haven't been in the VIP group and seen what Katrina posted, go and do yourself a favor and have a look. It's really, really fun, really cute. So, and if you're wondering, how do I get in the VIP group? You need to be in Australia for that one. It's an Australian group of customers and demonstrators who just, I just share ideas and so forth in there. So if you would like to be part of that group, the only stipulation is that you be in Australia, and you can go to Facebook and you search it by typing in on Facebook, Linda Dolke's private Stampin' VIP group. I know that's a bit of a mouthful, but if you go there, as per what's on the screen right now, you can request to join the group. And the only question you have to make sure you answer that's important, I just need to know that you're in Australia. That's the only one, because I do some Australia specific, like market specific things from time to time. So that is why. That's why I've got that group for my Australian customers and friends. Okay. All right. Oh yeah, did give me a laugh, Katrina. It was so much fun. I think I wasn't the only one that it gave a laugh to. I think a lot of people really appreciated that. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, you know what? It would have been my dad's 92nd birthday last Saturday. So and that's why we were up visiting. Some of you know that we were up there last week to go through some of his bits and pieces. And I remember that day really fondly. My birthday's in June, so I also have a cold weather month for my birthday. And I've always liked that it's sort of evenly spaced between Christmas, so, it gives you something to look forward to all the time, doesn't it? All right, so I think we'll do this one. I don't really know how we're going to go with it because it looks to me a little bit odd. I'm not going to stick strictly to the sketch, but here's what you need to know about sketches. Sketches are great when you're lacking motivation or what they call mojo, inspiration, really, not so much motivation, but inspiration. And they can be a great starting point for a card. So you don't have to follow them precisely. There's no rules. I mean, some people like to follow them precisely. I don't. I just use them as a starting point. And that takes, once I have a think about how this might look, then it takes me off in a different direction. And sometimes the end result doesn't look much like the original sketch at all. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. It's just an inspiration point, a starting point. Thank you so much, Nari. We'll see you soon. 70 in 2 weeks, Sheila. Oh, my goodness. Goodness me. Yeah, those big birthdays, they give you a bit of a fright, don't they? I had my big birthday. I was 60 last month, and hitting my 60s is a whole new, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm in my 60s. I think most of us don't feel like we're whatever age we actually are. Isn't that the truth? So anyway, I'm going to have a go at this one. And I thought, because I really like it, I thought I might do something with the Sunrise Sailing Bundle. I've been using that one a bit. I'm going to keep this here So I've got it right next to my desk for inspiration. Actually, I'll pop it over this side because it's easier for me to see it. I'm going to start with a basic white piece of cardstock. And I'm thinking, what colours will we use? If I'm going to use sunrise sailing, I tend to go with the old, you know, the nautical colours, red and blue and white. They tend to be good colours. What day in June is my birthday? Is that what you're asking, Kaz? I'm the 7th of June. I know. Where do the years go, Sheila? That's crazy. Glenda's telling us she'll be 74 in October. Are you having a big celebration, Glenda? And Leslie's 77. Goodness me. When are you 77? Oh, this is in 2 days. Is that right? Are you the one who's having the birthday this weekend? Everyone's got birthdays at some point, I guess. And Margaret said she'll be 65 on Sunday. Oh, my goodness. You love this stamp set? I better stick with it then. You're trying to do more generic cards. Well, I think Sunrise Sailing is a really good set because it can be great masculine cards, this one. Okay, now there is a die set and there's also a an embossing folder. Let me just grab the die set out. Here it is. So these are fantastic. And this is one of the hybrid embossing folders. And does everyone know what I'm talking about when I say hybrid embossing folders? Moira said hers is tomorrow. Everyone's having birthdays. How many birthdays do we have in July, I wonder? Lots and lots, right? So this is the Sunrise Sailing dies. And like I said, this is what we call a hybrid embossing folder. That means you can use it as an embossing folder. And let me show you a card I made the other day with it. I did this one for a class. Okay, so this is just a really simple card that I did. I used blending brushes to create like a sun or a sunset, maybe, I guess. This set is called Sunrise Sailing, so maybe I should say it's a sunrise. But this is just a really simple card, okay? And I made a circle as a mask and then used my blending brushes to get that effect. So it's a really great set because it can be good for guys, but it also can be good for anyone. Like you said, Susan, it's like for generic cards, right? But what makes this a hybrid embossing folder? Hybrid embossing folders allow you to cut and emboss at the same time. And this is the die that works with this, okay? So how this works, you call the top of the folder the side where the Stampin' Up logo is, okay? If you see the Stampin' Up logo on the top, that is the top or the front of your embossing folder. Turn that open, okay? This piece with the cutting edge out goes on the back of that front piece, all right? So it kind of clicks right in here. Doesn't really make a click sound, but you can feel when it's in the right place, all right? And then what we're going to do is I'm going to grab a piece of basic white. Here's a piece right here. And I'm going to pop that straight over the top and I'm going to close the folder. All right, so I'm just keeping it all together. You can check, you turn it over the other way and you can check that it's still in the right place. I can see that it is. You can see the mask down here. So what happens when I put this folder through, it both cuts and embosses at the same time, okay? Siobhan, that's so true. So Siobhan just said, don't worry, you're all still young. My mum goes by the philosophy, you're only as old as the number of kids you have. Well, there you go. We've since learned in-laws and grandkids don't add to the count. Of course not. Oh, of course not. All right, so I'm going to cut this boat out, okay? And then I'm going to have not only a boat that is the shape, because you can also stamp the boat and cut it out with the die. But if you want it to be embossed as well, then you're actually going to put it through with the folder, okay? So I'm going to put this through. It's a 3D folder, so I'm going to use my specialty plate on top. Does everyone know what I'm talking about with the specialty plate? All right. Thanks, Cherie, for putting that up. I think this bundle is a really good price because you get the stamp set and the dies and the folder for $88 here in Australia. I think that's a really good price. So obviously the price is different depending on what market you're in, but I think this is particularly good, right? So when I open this up, it has embossed, as you can see. You can see we've got some clouds on here, but it hasn't just embossed. It's actually cut it out as well. And we have this, can you see the shape of the embossed boat, which without any stamping at all just looks amazing just like that. I think that's a really nice look. Such a good set. And we did this set for our Zoom class back in May. I have a different Zoom class going this month for anyone who has the Jolly Holly set. I'm running a Zoom class with that, and all the details of that are on my blog. So if you wanted to go and read about that, I'll put those details up on the screen so you can go off and read. I think it's the second to last post on my blog at www.lookwhatimade.com.au. You can also sign up for my newsletter there, and I suggest you do so that you always keep in touch with what's new, what's on special, all the different things. There's always techniques, and there's some samples of cards I've made and things like that. So every week I send out a newsletter. One already went out earlier this week. There'll be another one next week with whatever is new and whatever is happening. So I'm happy to have some photos of the pages that I've made for the scrapbooking retreat in next week's. So I'll take that down, but you can also go shopping on that website if you're after any products. Everything you see me using today is available for sale. So if you would like to purchase any of these items, just head over there to lookwhatimade.com.au and use the shop now button. Okay, if you're in Australia, you're very welcome to shop with me. Otherwise, contact your demonstrator. It doesn't have to be someone who's in the same area as you. You can have anyone you like as your demonstrator, but quite often I know people already have someone that they deal with. You've never seen, you've never seen this set. This is one of our online exclusive sets. So it's not in the catalogue, but such a good set. And like I said, I did a Zoom class with it back in May. Really, really happy with it. So here's our boat, all right? And the sketch, I thought I would do my boat, put my boat here. This is like a tag just here, and maybe the boat would look really great on a tag. So let's see. I'm thinking let's go with Blueberry Bushel, because Blueberry Bushel is a nice bright blue, and I'm going to grab a piece of that and cut that down to size. It is a really good set, Margaret. You won't be disappointed. It's really lovely. Oh, 4 mixed packs of the two-tone cardstock. How good is the two-tone cardstock? Love, love, love it. And some of you probably got that on sale last week because it was 20% off last week. But I shouldn't be telling you about that now because it's not 20% off now. But even no matter when you buy it, it's fantastic stuff. All right, so this is going to end up, I'm going to have this here on, because if you look at the sketch, it's kind of on an angle there. And I'm thinking, shall I put it on a tag? And I'm wondering, am I going to stamp on my boat? I think I will. I think I will stamp on my boat because I really like the boat. Now, would we like a red boat with a blue sails, this color blue, or like stripes that are that color, or would we like a blue boat with red sails? Which way should we go? Anyone got any idea? Red boat, blue sails, or blue boat, red sails? Love to hear what you think. So there I've got my sails. And I'm going to use one of our longer ones for the boat. It was a bargain, Susan. It was a fantastic deal. Because something that is a real benefit for demonstrators is the fact that you get to get your demonstrator discount on top of whatever demonstrate is, whatever Stampin' Up! Is offering. So that is one of the perks of being a demo, and I absolutely love that perk. It's one of my favorites. Yes, I bought up quite a bit of two-tone cardstock as well, Leslie. All right, so the first one, Kaz said blue boat with red sails. Then we had, Susan, you said you're very confused. What are we confused about? Can I help? Blue boat with red sails. All right, so we are going blue boat, red sails. So let me get the red out. And let's pop that in here. And then I'm going to get the blue out. And I'm going to do my boat. So Kaz was first, so that's the one I'm doing. I think they both look good. You know what? It really wouldn't matter. I'm sorry if you're looking at the back of my head. I had to bring my head in to line that up properly. All right, so there I've got the bottom of the boat. And then I've got my red sails. So let's get those on. I love this stamp. I love the way this, look at, isn't that pretty? Isn't that nice? I love that. And so it's embossed still. Can you see that we've still got that embossed shape? But you've also got that bit of stamping now, which is really bringing it to life. It's a really fun set. And I love how it stamps. All right, I'm just cleaning my stamps. With the photopolymer stamps, I like to clean them pretty quickly, especially if I've used red or pink or purple, because the reds and the purples, you can see it stains. It was already stained before I did this, but if you clean it, it doesn't stain as much if you clean it straight away. So it doesn't stop it, but it does help. All right, so now I've got a boat, and I can hear my husband just got home. And we've also got little birdies in here. I love the bird stamps. The birds are fantastic. And I like this water. I mean, everything about this stamp set. I love it. All right, so I'm thinking if I want to have a tag, we don't currently, is the Greetings of the Season set retired? Is that still current? Let me just have a quick look, because that's got a tag in it if it's still current. It might not be. It may have already sold out. Oh, yes, it has sold out. So I need to stop using that one. Well, I don't have to, but that's what I choose to do. I choose not to show you things. Red Sails in the Sunset. Yes. Isn't that a oh, I just went blank. Oh, it's an album called Red Sails in the Sunset by oh my gosh, I've just gone blank. You know, Beds Are Burning. Who is it? Everyone knows what I'm talking about. I'm sure everyone who grew up in the 80s knows what I'm talking about. I've just gone complete. Midnight Oil. Thank you, Susan. Thank you. I can't believe I just lost that thought. All right, so I'm putting this on a tag of some kind. I don't have a tag shape, but I do have some of these, and this might work. I've got these guys. Let's see if we've got any tag shapes in here that are small enough to use, or are they all too big? Let's have a look. These are great, these gold foil labels. Love, love, love them. Now, okay, that one might work. Let's see how that looks. Oh, hang on. I might want the outside as well. Just going to pull that out and see if we can, because the gold would be an interesting look with this, don't you think? So would that work, or is it too big, too small? What do we think? I'm wondering if it takes away from my boat a little bit. And I'm thinking I'm going to have a piece of basic white. Let me grab some. And I'll close this up before I stick my fingers in it. Let's try this. No to small, says Monique. Okay. All right, I'm going to put, this is going to be my background piece. So I'm going to have 14.3, this will be 13.8. By 9.5. This is going to go inside the blueberry bushel piece. And quite often, I'm not sure about this. I might end up changing my mind about that, but now I've done this, I've actually got another idea. Instead of basic white, I'm changing my mind. And I'm thinking maybe, ooh, I think that would be nice. And I am going to make this a little smaller. So the blueberry bushel is going to, this is balmy blue, and the blueberry bushel is going to mat this. So instead of that white, which is too much white, we're going to have the balmy blue, and then this is going to end up on here. And I'm thinking, even though we already have an embossing folder, what if we did like a swirly like a watery, this kind of reminds me of water. This is the So Swirly, I think this one's called. What about party banners? Oh, good idea. Party banners would be great. And two-tone blue for the water. I could have done two-tone blue, but I was thinking, you know, like, let me see how I want this to go. I'm thinking, you know, just a swirly look for that. And then this will go on top of it, you know, like it's on a stormy sea. Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? Too small for the boat. Yeah, I think it maybe is too. But party banners is a good idea. I might play with that idea, Sheila. That's really good. I like that. I'm gonna run this through. This is not a 3D folder, so why not cut some water with the dies? Well, I could, but the water with the dies is straight. What did I do with my folder? Let me. Yeah, I can't find it. Oh, here it is. The water is straight, okay? And I want my boat on an angle. So, I mean, I guess I don't have to have it on an angle, but I kind of like the idea of an angle. So that's why I was thinking maybe a swirly idea. I know it reminds me of wind movement too, or water, one or the other. But that's it. I mean, I could do this. Could I put that on an angle? I could probably. We could have the water on an angle like that, but then do you think that would look odd? And then we put the boat down here. What do we think? Should we do the water from this or the water with the swirls? Like a swirly idea. You think the swirly would look good, Elaine? Okay, let's give it a try. Let's see how it looks. And it was suggested, I don't think I have Balmy Blue in two-tone cardstock, which is kind of a shame because that would look really good sanded back, wouldn't it? Because we could then, it would look like we had white caps on our water. That would be a really nice look. I wonder if there's another colour I could have done with the two-tone. Maybe. I have Pool Party, but Pool Party probably is a little bit too greenish, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, let's try this. So this one is dyed all the way through because it's just standard cardstock colour, so I can't send that back. Now I could swipe some white over it, ink, and give that a shot and see how that would look. Swirly wins? I think it did. Yeah, people are going with the swirly. Sorry about that. Now, I do like my little boat on an angle here because it looks like it's, you know, fighting on a swirly sea. But I'm wondering if I need to have, Sheila suggested a banner behind. That could potentially work. And I took my banners away with me this last couple of days, and I'm just wondering what I've done with them. Did I unpack them yet? Possibly not. I've still got stuff everywhere. As you might imagine, I have stuff everywhere from this scrapbooking class that I've just done. But that's okay. I might just have to, hold on that idea because I'm not sure yet whereabouts in the boxes they are. Oh, hang on. I did put them away. Oh, my goodness. All right. Should we try and see how that would look? Let's see. And what colour would I do? Would I do the blueberry again, maybe? I mean, we could have this size and that would potentially, or do you think it just looks better like it is without a banner underneath? I mean, I'm still kind of following the sketch idea. I think maybe without. The banner idea was before the layer of swirls. Okay, no banner, perfect storm. Okay, let's go with that. All right, so I'm starting with that. I'm going to put this, I'm going to go and add some glue under here. Also, there's not a lot of, with the swirly, it doesn't really matter which side you use. So you can go either way. Some folders are obviously one side or the other. This one is not so much. So So let's pop that on here. Like so. And then this would be, I mean, I could also put a circle behind it if I wanted to, but I think it maybe looks fine just as it is on there. As Cherie said, a perfect storm. Now, let's look at our sketch again just to see what else they did with that. All right, so they've got something here on an angle. This is our boat. They've got like a couple of ovals that looks, I don't know, that's just weird to me. But I'm thinking maybe I have, like, I could have a couple of birds floating around here. We could have a banner across the bottom here. That could be a sentiment. That's easy. Yeah, I'm not sure. Some blending on the swirls to accentuate the waves. Yeah, let's try that. Let me grab a blending brush. Hello, I'm live.
I know.
You know? Okay. Husband's home.
Wanted to give my wife a kiss.
All right, so let me see. I'm going to use, I think I'll use Blueberry Bushel again. Or do you think that's enough? Yep. Hi, Paul, says everyone. I don't think he's watching. He's gone back to the safety of the lounge room and the nice warm. I'm just going to go really, really gentle over this and just, because it's quite a strong colour. So I'm just seeing how that will look. What do you think? Do we like that look? I'm just going to go really light. And I'll do the whole thing, I think. I don't know that I want it to be, but I'm not pushing hard because I don't want to go all inside I just want to add a bit of, it's just going to accentuate as, who was it that said that? Said it would accentuate the waves. All right. He's always happy on a Friday night because because he's usually tired and exhausted from a long week, and he's always happy on a Friday night to be home for the weekend. All right. I think that looks good. It's a little bit, I think I went a little bit heavy here in the corner, but maybe I'll do that this side here and the boat will be here. Maybe. I think that probably looks good. You're a sailor. You don't think you want to be on that boat? No, it's like the Sydney to Hobart, isn't it, on one of those bad years that they've had. All right. So I'm thinking I want to have a, we have quite a few good sentiments in here. I've been using best wishes quite a bit. And then we've also got ahoy. We've got happy retirement. Congratulations. You deserve the best. This, you're destined for great things. I think either looks good on the inside of a card or maybe on a circle or a square. But if I wanted to use a long sentiment, then one of the longer ones would work better. So I've been using best wishes a lot. What do you guys think? Do you think best wishes? Do you think happy retirement? I think that's really specific. It's nice to have a happy retirement sentiment, but you're only going to use it in a very specific circumstance, right? Oh, me too, Lorraine. I'm so happy. That makes me so happy to know that I've given you the blending bug. That's awesome. Is there an embossing folder that has waves on it? Not the swirly one. We used to have, there's soft waves. Yeah, there is one that called soft waves, wasn't there? I'm just trying to think what that looks like. I'm just typing it into my search bar. Does everyone know that the search bar is fantastic for helping you find stuff? Yeah, there is. I don't have that one. Soft Waves 3D embossing folder. They're not as crazy as this. They're more like waves. But the reason I don't have that one is because I have So Swirly, and I thought most things that I would use soft waves for, I could probably use So Swirly. I think you don't need both. I think you would have one or the other, more likely. Does that make sense? Congratulations, says Leslie. Okay. All right, so let's do congratulations because Leslie said so. And I'm going to cut out a piece of white here. with this little guy. This is the smallest long thin banner from the textured notes dies. Really great die. I use it quite a lot because it's very, very handy. So let me run that through really quickly. Now here's something you may not know is that the stamps for the birds, I use them quite a bit on a flat background, but because we've used the embossing folder, if we want birds, we would have to die cut the birds. And I can tell you that die is the tiniest, weeniest little die. They're very, very, very tricky. So I prefer to stamp them, but in this circumstance, we really can't. Because of the embossed background. All right, so I'm going to pull this out. So this is the one that I like to use from the textured notes dies when I have something small to long and thin to pop on top. All right, let's go with this. Let's go and get our congratulations. Let me just put that away. Congratulations. Where are you? Where is the congratulations? Standing right in front of me. There it is. And I'm going to pop that on a block. I've got a giant mess as usual. I wish I could craft tidy, but I just can't. Anyone else? Can anyone here craft tidy? If you can, you need to let me know what your secret is because I don't know how to do that. All right, congratulations. All right, so I'm going to pop this on dimensionals. And, oh, dimensionals are still in my bag from today. So let me grab those out. Here they are. 1, 2. And then this long thin bit here, these edge bits are perfect for this. So grab an edge bit and pop that right there along there. It's the perfect size. The big ones would be a little bit too big, but the long skinny bits on the edges are great. You craft tidy, Leslie. I'm sorry, can we be friends? I think the clouds are a great idea. I think we should do clouds to make up for those silly ovals on the sketch because I don't really like the ovals, but I think the clouds are a great idea. All right, so I'm thinking maybe I don't want it on too jaunty an angle. All right, like that. And then the clouds from the dies. Let's have a look at those. We've got this cloud and this cloud. And see the birds? It cuts 3 birds at a time, but they're so tiny. We could do a second boat if we wanted to. There's actually 3 boats in here. There's the one that you can stamp and cut out and emboss. Then there's this one, the sails and the boat, the medium size, and then the little guy, which is the little sails and the little boat. But these make your little bird shapes, and they cut 3 at a time. Whoop, I want to try and get it out without ripping the backing. And can you see them? There's your 3 little birds. They are a bit tricky to glue, but they're very nice. They're actually, I probably I'd say the juice is worth the squeeze. That's what I think with these. So, all right, I'm going to use out backing bits again for this long skinny die. You don't have to. You could also use mini dimensionals, but I'm just doing this because I can. All right. So this is going to end up probably right about here from one side here to the other. Then we've got some clouds, and I think the clouds are going to be nice to put in the sky. Where shall we want them? Maybe about here, like this. And we could have another one over here behind the boat if we wanted to. I'm going to do them in white. And I'm going to do these guys in black or navy. Either one would be fine. So I'm cutting my clouds first. It's such an easy stamp set to use and die bundle. And that's why I chose it for my Zoom class last time, because I just could see so many things you can do with it. and that's why I think it was a good Zoom class bundle for that reason. I try and pick ones that I think have lots of uses. This month we're doing Jolly Holly if you want to do Zoom class with us this month. And that's really nice too. It's another hybrid embossing folder. We love those. Well, I love those. All right, one more cloud I'm just cutting, and then I've got 3 clouds. I learned today what a softie my husband is. You know why? Because I came home and we've been gone all day, and the other half of the house where the cats are was closed off, so they couldn't get up this half of the house, and the air conditioning had been left on all day on purpose because couldn't bear to leave them cold. We have one of our cats particularly feels the cold, the other one not so much, but one of them is a big sook and he hates to be cold, and when we get home, if it's been cold all day, he just won't leave us alone. All right, so we've got 1 cloud here. So I'm thinking maybe 1 cloud right about here, and then the other one up on dimensionals in front of that. So let me take this off. We're just going to assemble now. It's very easy, the rest of this card. So let me get this right across the bottom here, like that. Then I'm actually going to put some glue behind this one when I find the glue, because it's underneath a mountain of things. It's all right. Let me grab another glue because I don't know what I did with the last one. And I'm going to, come on, glue, out you come. I know there's some of, yeah. I'm going to grab another one. That one's going in the bin. Oh, when you can't find the right glue, you just grab something else. All right, so that's going to go right about there. Now this little guy, one of these, is going to have dimensionals. Sponge the edges of the cloud. Oh, I could sponge the edges of the cloud. Maybe I'll leave that one down that's already stuck. I probably won't use Secret Sea only because there's no other Secret Sea in here. But I do like your idea of just using a little bit of the darker color around the edges. And this is just the same. And you could use a sponge dauber or you can use a blending brush very carefully. Can we see that that's just got that little bit of blue? And I'm going to put dimensionals behind that. Was it this one or was it that one? I can't remember which one I just did. Yep, it was this one. You try to be tidy? I just can't, Margaret. I just cannot try. I can't even do it. I don't know why, but just it doesn't come naturally to me at all. All right. Now this one I'm going to do the same. I'm going to go around the edges of that. And I know I've probably sponge dauber will probably give you a slightly, this gives you a softer edge if you like that. And this one I think I'm going to just use a bit of glue. And I'm going to pop that right there. It kind of looks like the sketch if you use your imagination, but I do think we want birds. Don't you think? We can have a couple of birds. Well, actually, I could stamp a bird on a cloud now, but I might just try doing these guys in navy and then, or black. Black would be fine as well, but I've got some navy right here, so I will grab that. Or you could use, I guess you could use Secret Sea, but I just feel like that's a little dark, maybe. And I guess if I did Secret Sea for the birds, then it would make more sense to use Secret Sea around the clouds that Brenda suggested. But, anywho. Now, the thing is with these little tiny birds, they are so little. Look how ridiculously small they are. In fact, the other two are still stuck in here. So I'm just going to push them out with my Take Your Pick tool. All right, so, and I'm going to grab my Night of Navy because I've got that already. And I'm going to use a little tiny block. These blocks, A block, we don't even sell these ones anymore. The smallest block we have now is B, which you could still use B for this. But if anyone still has A, it's a very handy block for these sorts of tiny, tiny little guys. All right, so I'm going to have one birdie flying right here. And the other ones I'm going to attach. Birds on the cloud. Do you think, should we have two birds on the cloud or should we attach some of these? Maybe I should just do another bird like next to that one. Like, you know, because birds are often in pairs, aren't they? Is that enough birds? Do we not need these? What do you think? I think maybe that's enough. Hey, Elizabeth, how you doing? All right, so I'm actually liking that, but we do need, I feel like we need some bling. What do you guys think? Some bling would be good. We also have our basic white card base, so I'm going to stick that whole thing on. I'm just going to use my seal, which is right here. And then we're going to pop that like that. What do we think? Do we like the card? That boat is having a pretty windy day, isn't it? But it's kind of still fun. Two's enough, says Elaine. Enough, says Glenda. Okay, enough it is. All right, that's what we're going with then. I'm not going to worry about these guys. They'll get lost, no doubt. I'll put them in my little mechanics tray, but the chances of me finding them again is actually pretty slim because they are so tiny. It's ridiculous. All right, bling. Do we need bling? What do we think? And what color bling? Interesting. I could go with thinking. Deciding what would be good. I don't have a lot of blue bling, I must say. I'm wondering if there's any other bling that would be great for this. What do we think? Just a bit of wink. Oh, where would we wink, Margaret? What do you think? I don't know that I want wink on the clouds. I feel like it needs something. Something. Red bling, says Susan. I don't have much in the way of red. I have cherry cobbler dots that from the, you know, the berries. I've got some of those. Those might work. Let me see. Problem is I'm having trouble finding anything at the moment after my several days away at retreat. Everything is all over the place, as you might imagine. And so I can't find anything. So the red berries are these. Those would work because this is, even though it's real red and these are cherry cobbler, but I've only got, let me see if I've actually got any ones that are separated out. Well, here we go. I do. I have a whole new pack. See, I've got some single ones. Let's use those. On top of the mast, do you think? I don't know. I don't know that I want them on top of the mask, actually. I'm not really sure about that. Let's do a couple. I'm thinking on the background somewhere would be good. So I may have one. I mean, the other thing is I could add them to either side of the sentiment, but I'm thinking maybe one here. I usually do something, you know, akin to a triangle. And then one here. We can always change our position of them later if we wanted. It does look better with them, don't you think? Either end of the sentiment would have worked too, Glenda. On the red of the sails, said Margaret. Everyone's got a different idea about where they should go. Do I have red and white twine for a bow? I don't have red and white twine, I don't think. I have white. Let me double check. Is red and white twine even still current? We used to have baker's twine that was red and white, And I don't know whether that's current or not. I'm just having a quick look. Bakers. If I type in the word bakers. Oh, we do still have red and white baker's twine. Look at that. Maybe I have some of that. I'm just having a quick look in my ribbon box to see if I have any. Because that's a handy, that would be a nice nautical look, wouldn't it? Look. Look. Brand new. Look at that. Hasn't even been opened. Look at that. So what do you think? A bow? A knot? How would we put it? You think it has enough for a masculine card? I tend to think so too, Elaine. Yep. All right. What if we... I'm thinking maybe I won't add the red and white twine, but it's nice to know that we do still have red and white twine and that I actually have some. That's nice. I didn't know that. So let me put these away and put a couple of things away. I need to put the congratulations away before I lose it. And then I'm going to do another really quick card. Okay, so it'll be, we're a little bit over time. I try and keep to around about an hour, but frequently we go over, especially on a Friday night. I'm not sure why that is. Friday nights tend to be a bit chatty, I think. All right, so let's grab that out of there. And I'll come back for that stamp. Whoop, there's the birds. Move those out of the way. I had someone ask me about these yesterday. Yesterday or today? Oh, I think it was yesterday. These are the textured notes dies, the one that I used for the congratulations sentiment and all the bigger sizes. I love these. These are my second favorite die set. Everyone knows what my favorite is. That's Stylish Shapes, but this is my second favorite set, and I use them almost as much. Not quite, but almost as much. Just love them. If you're looking for a really good set that's a good investment, these are great. We used to have the stitch rectangles. Those were good too. But when they got rid of stitch rectangles, these have become my new favorites. And I love all the different like tribal designs they've got around the side, around the edges. Super nice. Love, love, love them. All right, happy with that. We've got one card down. I want to show you something else because, as you know, we got to the end of our sketches. This is the last sketch. Okay, there's a couple that I've skipped, but all the card sketches we've done, I think. What I wanted to show you was, here's another idea. When you leaf through your catalogue, okay, on almost every single page, as you work your way through, you will see card designs. None on that page. Of course, I'm going to pick a card. There's a scrapbook page on there. But every page that has cards or something on it, scrapbook page, of course. But as we scroll through, you will find some. So like this one, this one, this one. And any of these are also great sketches. Okay, so you think, oh, I really like that card design. Then let's just scroll through until I find one I like. Okay, this one. This is nice. All right, I like this idea. I don't have the bike. I don't have that particular ephemera set. That's actually out of one of these ephemera sets. This one here. Right there, there's the bike. Can you see it? It's in the Good Times Mix and Match ephemera pack. But if you don't have it, doesn't matter. You can make do with something else. So, you know, I could do all kinds of things. Now I know I do see the foiled shape. I do have those. Now let me see if I've got that one is actually from an ephemera pack too, but I have some that will do. So this one, so I'm looking at these. These are great. I use them quite a bit. All right, so look at that one. Let's pull that out. And I'm going to use that shape instead of this tag. So if you find, just randomly pick, go through till you find a card design that you think, oh, I like that. That's a pleasing to the eye card design, but I don't have those bits and pieces, so I'm going to do something different. And I'll probably change the colours too. So somebody name me a colour. Somebody name me a colour. Ooh, we have a bit of French in the comments. Lovely. Hello, Valerie. Nice to meet you. Is it Valerie? Lovely to have you with us. How are you, Joy? Nice to see you here too. It's the only one you get live. Well, it's lovely to see you. Green. Well, that's vert, isn't it? Isn't vert green? I'm pretty sure it is. All right, so what colour green? Someone suggested pool party. Do we call that green? I like to think of pool party as blue. But what green shall I want? One that's not too dark. So pool party would be a good choice. Let's just go with it because I love pool party. So I'm happy with that. If you're happy with that, even though it's not technically green in my book, it'll do. All right, let's go with that. I've just got one already, a card base that's already cut. So we're going with a pool party card base. Well, shamrock would have been nice too. Seafoam would have been good. Good choice. Seafoam is a colour I don't use very often, and I really should use it more often. I just tend, I don't know, I tend not to. All right, so far you can see we've got a tag on, and they've used some words in the background, okay? They've got thanks. Let me see, what have I got? What word have I got? Here we go. In's birthday celebration. I've got a hooray. I could use hooray. Oh no, I've got a happy. Happy or hooray? What one should I have? What do you guys think? Oh, bye, Elizabeth. Nice to have you here. Happy or hooray? What do we think? Yeah, I don't know the French for all the shades of green. I just know the basic word for that. Hooray, happy. Okay, Leslie was first. Leslie, you came up first on my screen and you said happy. So let me grab happy out. Here it is at the top. This is from the birthday celebration stamp set, and it's just got some nice random words that would make a nice background. So let's put happy on a block. Just going to go with block B, small block. And will I go, I'd like it to stand out. So instead of using pool party, I'm going to go up a shade. I'm going to use Coastal Cabana, which is a bit darker. All right, so let's go with that. And you can see the card here. We're just going to like stamp around, and I'm just going to come on down here, and then over in this corner we'll have some more because that's what they did. So I'm going to do the same thing, and then maybe just a half a happy down here. That'll do, just like that. Looks good. And then this will end up over the top. You can't really see many happies, but we just get a bit of a feel for it anyway. Maybe I'll move it up slightly so we can see this happy here, or should we move it down so we can see the one at the top? I think I want it here, so we'll have the one. There we go. That'll do. That'll look fine. All right, and we could fill in more of it if we wanted to, but I'm not going to worry. Now they've got a bike and something else. What will we have? Let me have a quick look and see what I've got available to me. We could have a cake. Cake would be nice. Or what else would we like to have? Any suggestions? Anyone want to think of something that they might want us to have? I have got ephemera packs, but I've only got a couple of older ones. And I'm thinking, do I have, I mean, I could put a butterfly on there too. Butterflies are always good, right? Oh, hey, Maureen. Nice to see you. I'm just looking to see what is everyone suggesting. No one suggested anything because you guys are just happy for me to come up with something, right? Okay, we could do a pear. What do we think about that? The pears are new. Did everyone see we've got these? These are lovely. So I could do a pear on here and that would look nice. What do we think? Who's rolling on the floor laughing? Who? Ah, yes, we do have a lot of July birthdays. All right, I'm going to do a pear, I think. Unless anyone has a real problem with me using the pears, I'm going to go with the pears. And I'm going to put them on a piece of basic white. I'm going to stamp this. This is a really, really nice set. And you can stamp the outline and colour them in. Or you can stamp the outline and then colour it in with the two-step stamp. or you can just do the colouring part without the outline, which I think looks rather nice. So I'm just thinking, I think I'm going to use Darling Duckling. And the reason I'm using that is because Darling Duckling is a yellow with a little bit of a green undertone. Okay, so that's going to work well for pears. And then maybe Mossy Meadow for shading. So I'm going to ink it up in the Darling Duckling. And like I said, it's got like a green undertone. And then I'm going to use my Mossy Meadow with a sponge dauber. And I'm going to do like this shady area here in the green. Make sure I've got plenty of green on there. And make it a bit greener. So if ever you want to have stamping in more than one colour, this is a great way to add a bit of subtle colour. So, you know, you can go from one side to the other. Just going to hold that down. And can you see now we have a green and yellow pear, which looks really, really nice. Hey, Jody, nice to see you there. Makes you crackers. All right, so I could leave it like this. I could stamp an outline, like a Mossy Meadow outline, or I could just leave the pear as it is. What do you guys think? Do you think we'll do the outline, or do you think we just leave it? And then I've also got this. I've also got the leaves, okay, which would go on top like so, right? Which are quite nice, and I could have those separate, or I could cheat. And in fact, I could have done this already anyway. Let me grab my pear paper. Because the pear paper has pears that you can cut out. And I love them. Let me just see if I have some handy. Here we go. All right, so can you see here what we've got? The pears have got, let me see, just pulling out the dies. The dies also match the paper, and I absolutely love paper and dies that match each other. Perfectly pears, here they are. And so you can see the nice thing about this paper is everything on this paper cuts out, except the little yellow flowers, but the petal pink flowers cut out with a die, the single pairs, the double pairs, and the leaves, all cut out with these. So if I wanted to, I could cut this out. Now I've already stamped it, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to cut out what I've stamped, which is quite nice anyway. And then if I wanted to, I could also stamp the leaves, but we might as well just cut this out because I can. And I'm going to cut those out and come right back. All right, let me close up my Mossy Meadow. So I'm going to cut out the pear that I just stamped. And then I'm also going to cut out the leaf from the paper, just to save a bit of time. So here's our pear. How good does that look? It's nice, isn't it? And then we do our leaf. I'm also, at the moment, I'm planning on doing, unless I change my mind, I'm planning on doing craft along with this set this month. So if you're down, if you ordered with me last month and are down to receive my craft along pack, this is the stuff you're going to be using, is this beautiful paper and these die cuts. Right, so there I've got my leaves. actually goes here, and then it goes here. All right, so if you want to attach this, it looks best over the top so that the leaf looks like it's coming from the center of the top of the pear. So I'm going to use a glue dot to pop that on. So let's pop that one right about there. Okay. Doesn't it look good? Look at that. Very pretty. You're not a pear fan. Not a single pear. Oh, sorry about that. Well, I can't keep everyone happy, can I? All right, so this is going to go right about here. Now, the other thing I think I might like to do is put a hole in this. Now, do I have... I don't have... I bought the little... these guys. These are really nice. We've got like a slit. This one's got like a tag piece. And these are great for... and there's also a circle one. They're great. There it is. There's the circle one. If you want to make a hole that you could put a ribbon through, or, you know, make it look like a tag. So I'm just centering that one here. And so now I have myself a little tag hole. These are great, these 3 little punches. I bought them a while back and I haven't used them as much as I should have because I forget that I have them. And they're really cool. They come in a pack. You could put a small slit in the top of the pear. I could use the scalpel and the take your pick tool and try not to cut myself and do that. Don't you think? All right, so I'm going to have this pear. Try not to do that again in a hurry. And I'm thinking maybe I want to have underneath here, I think I want to have some Tulle Party to match in the color of my backing paper. So I'm going to actually pick up some Tulle Party ink and I'm going to pop that in the middle here. Look, Lorraine, I'm blending again because I can't help myself. I love blending and it looks so good on your cards. Makes all the difference, right? So that's going to go right about there. And this is going to go here. See how much nicer that looks with the blending coming out from behind? Looks so good. All right, I'm going to pop a dimensional behind that. In fact, I'm going to pop 2, but I'm not going to have them right around the outside because I want to be able to slide this crosshatch piece in. So I don't want the dimensionals too close to the edge. But I'll tell you what I am going to do. I'm going to put one here right at the top. And the reason I'm doing that is that also helps to keep the leaf from going anywhere. That like is a double hold and it keeps the leaf in the right place. All right, so this, we've already got gold around here and I'm thinking what color, if I'm going to have this piece coming out from behind here, because that looks really nice, what color should I have? I could do gold again, but I feel like I haven't actually stuck that down yet because you've actually got to take all those. Actually, I have. I just didn't push it down hard enough. But what do you think? I'll push it down now. Let me have a look. It's a waffle. Well, it kind of does look like a waffle kind of a design, doesn't it? But no, it isn't. It isn't a waffle. Let me just quickly get rid of the gold pieces that are left there from the last time. What color shall I do it? I just really love that. I just think it's such a nice shape. Looking to see what color. I could do I could do Mossy Meadow. I just feel like maybe a darker color might look better against this. So let me cut Mossy Meadow and see how that looks. I'm wondering if it's going to be too dark, but we'll find out. And I would normally have done the gold again, but we've got gold in the gold around the tag, and I'm wondering if that would be too much gold. So early espresso, maybe, because there's a bit of early espresso there in the stem, right? So that could be a go. But let's see what the mossy meadow looks like. What do we think? I don't mind that. That doesn't look bad. And then the next question is, if we're going to have a sentiment, now they put thank you across the bottom. I don't want to do that. I thought a sentiment here, either on a banner, and there is a little banner in the Perfectly Pairs. Okay, so, you know, this size banner. We could either do that, or we've got a small one, or we could just stamp it straight on. And in fact, stamping straight on might be better on this card. Right, but I could do the word friend would fit in there. But I think maybe stamping straight on in this circumstance. What do you guys think? I'm looking to see. All right. So I'm thinking Mossy Meadow again. And then we just need to decide what word or what sentiment I want to have. I've got happy behind. Remember that? I've got hello. I've got a good friend is a gift. The hello and the thank you and the friend would all fit very nicely. I'm wondering if the good friend is a gift would fit, because that's a really nice sentiment. I think it might. So that would go right about there. It would just fit. I think something smaller might look better. Maybe just hello. Stamp on the front, straight on. Yeah, okay. That's what we're going to do. I agree. All right. Let me grab that. All right, let's go hello. Like that. I think that looks better. It's a better size. The smaller size looks better. I like that too, Lorraine. I think it's a really good set. All right. Now, I'm going to put this on. Do I want to put anything through the hole? Like, I mean, they didn't. They just left theirs blank. And I feel like it doesn't need anything. I think maybe it's just fine like that. What do you guys think? So what we did tonight, we did two sketches. We did one sketch that's actually a sketch in the book, and the other one we copied a layout, which essentially is copying another sketch. So this is what is good to do if you can't think what you want to do next. You know, you're lacking a little bit of inspiration, you're not sure, go looking for it. Find a card you like the look of, and then use what you have to recreate it, but in your own colors and your own style. What do we think? Do we like that? I don't mind it. And I am actually going to, let me find it. I'm actually going to grab the word hello, put that back in here. And I'm going to use my word happy again. And I'm going to put one more happy, because this down here, I feel like that's a spot where I could put the word happy and you will actually be able to read it properly. You know, something like inside you'd write, you make me happy, right? Yeah, there we go. There's a better happy there. And there we go. I think it needs bling. What do you think? Bling? Oh, and I know which bling I want to use. I don't even need help with this one. I want to use the what do they call them? Holographic? They're holographic dots, resin dots. Here they are. These will be really nice on this. They're like, they have lots of different colors depending on which way you turn them, but they actually have like a bit of a greeny tinge to them. So let's grab a large one. And they have small, medium, and large. So I'm going to have one over here And then I'm going to put the other two, the medium and the small, over here. And the small. Let's have that right about there. Or I could have moved that one up. Hang on. Just got to lock my take your pick tool in. Move that a little bit. Oh. There we go. There we go. What do we think? Do we like it? It turned out pretty nice. Holographic resin dots. Thank you, Cherie. Yeah, they're $14. Really, really, they go with a lot of different things. I know that gold stripy ribbon is just beautiful. We might do some playing around with some melting things over the next couple of weeks. I think that would be a good Technique Tuesday. We might melt some stuff. What do you reckon? So what have I got? I've got this card, and then where's the other card? What did I do with it? Here it is under a pile of stuff. So if you're looking for these, all of the things I've used tonight, none of them are in the catalogue. I just realised that. So the Sunrise Sailing Set, the whole bundle, which is only $88 with the dies, the embossing folder, and the stamps, that's in the online store. And then so is this, the Perfectly Pairs. This is also an online exclusive product. So I think that's really cool. And I'm just looking at this and I think, oh no, it is the right. I was thinking that looked like a tall card, but I think it's just the way the layout works. So there you go. There's our cards for tonight. What do we think? Better than anything is better than that, right, Sheila? Definitely. The technique for colouring the pear, yes, with the using a sponge dauber to colour it. There's lots of different ways you can colour the pears, actually. Really cool. Do we have a favourite? Do you like one or do you like two? Which one? Totally different cards, right? How is my hand? It's actually fine, Cherie. I didn't even bother. Look, you can hardly see I did anything to myself. Can you just see that there? It's almost gone. So, yeah, it's really good. No problems at all. Thank you for asking, though. I kept a bandage on it for a couple of days because I opened it up a couple of times. But you like two, Leslie. There you go. And that was the one that was quick and easy. That one took us a lot less time. This one was a bit longer. Two, says Katrina. There we go. It looks like that's the popular one tonight. How fun. But I think both sets are really good for different occasions. I think this one is a good all-round set and for guys, really good for generic cards. The pear's probably more feminine, I would think. The pear, there you go. Oh, good, Sean. Nice to have you with us. That's awesome. Ah, yes, it's a lovely set, the pear set. Beautiful. All right, you guys. Well, let me just quickly, hang on 1 second. Let's come back to me for a sec. Here I am. There I am. All right. So I hope you all have a great weekend ahead. I plan to. I'm scrapbooking for the last day of the virtual retreat tomorrow by myself tomorrow. We're not actually going back up to the Hunter Valley. So tomorrow I'll be actually on my own doing it and looking forward to following the live instructions and seeing what everyone else comes up with as well. It's been a really lovely experience. And if anyone wants to join us, I think it's been successful and they'll do it again next year, I'm hoping. So, all right. Okay, guys, have a great weekend. See you again on Tuesday for Technique Tuesday. Unless you're in my team, then I will see you on Monday morning for our Monday morning chat. Looking forward to that as well. So see you all then. Have a great weekend. Bye.